Hello, I'm Wayne with Digital Chatter, and in this video I'm going to be demonstrating how to connect a custom domain with Google Workspace. Now this video is actually a resource to my article, Create a New Email Account in Google Workspace Using a Custom Domain. And this may seem simple enough to those who may have done this before, but if you have not worked with domains, tried to connect a domain to a website or to something like Google Workspace, then it can seem a bit daunting. So I want to walk through this with you step by step. First of all, to secure a domain, and then to connect that domain to the Google Workspace. So here we are in GoDaddy, which is one of the prominent sites to find and purchase domains. There's many though that you could select from. So I'm going to walk you through the process, and so right on their landing page you have a place to enter a domain that you want to search for. I'm just going to enter my own, which I know is already taken, but it will help serve the purpose, I think, digitalchatter.com. So we're going to search for the domain. And here it's telling us that the domain is taken, which of course I knew. Now this is interesting here though. Look, they say that for $69.99 they can use a broker, a domain broker service, to try to get that domain for you. They don't tell you here, but what if they don't get it for you? Are you just out your $69.99? Well, I know I'm not going to give it up. So it would be interesting to know what happens there. But coming on down, you'll see that there are various options for the extension that goes with the domain. For instance, digitalchatter.ai, .cloud, .co. Now, the most common for a business, if that's what you're working with, is .com. But .co is becoming more and more popular as a business domain extension. But you have some others, .live, .us, .online, and you can go on down through there. And you'll see up here, of course, the AI, $59.99. A little expensive. Actually, your average domain is going to cost you around $14, $15. And you'll notice what they're offering here for you is to sell it to you for a penny, or in this case, $3.99. That gets you through the first year, and then when it comes time to renew, which you have to do annually, then they're going to charge you $29.99 or $39.99, depending on what the situation is, or what the extension is. So if you find one that is available, then of course you can continue the process and do the purchase through whichever service that you use. The next step will be to get your Google Workspace up and running. Now you may have started with that first. I'm, for this demonstration, just simply started with a domain, and then I'm going to set up a Workspace account, and then we will connect the two together. So let's go to Google Workspace. Alright, so you saw the process of getting a domain using GoDaddy. I'm going to use a domain that I already have through a different service. So we're going to move on to Google Workspace, set up our account, walk through that process, and then demonstrate how to connect the domain that I have with the Workspace account. So we're on the Workspace page, workspace.google.com. Get started. Business name, pinpoint placement. I'm just going to mark me. I'm aiming this primarily at home business owners, and in many of those cases it is just one person. We're in the United States. Click next. I'll put my own name here. And I'll just enter, for current email, I'll just enter my own Gmail address here. And yes, you'll need a domain. Set up an email and a Google Workspace account for your business. And yes, I have one that I can use. And here is the domain name, pinpointplacement.com. Okay. Alright, just explaining, we're going to have to set up an email account before it has any effect. We go on next. We'll send your users information. I'm going to click no thanks and say how we're going to sign up. So it's going to use the domain that we entered, and I'm just going to put K Wayne, and we'll enter a password. Just paste it in, indicate that I'm not a robot, and then agree to continue and continue. Okay, this is recommending the Business Plus plan, which is not the one I want. Alright, we'll go with it for now, and we can always change this. But we're going to actually try free for 14 days. So we'll just bypass that for now. So now we have the account type as business. The business name is Pinpoint Placement. My name. And now my address. And now we need to add a payment method. I'm going to use PayPal, and it's going to, after I agree and continue, it's going to verify that. Link my PayPal account. Alright, so that has been linked. I'm going to move to the next step. Okay, so we want to agree to this stuff, and I'm going to step through these messages here. Move on. Alright, next. And then we need to activate. So this is okay. So this is going to step us through it now. So we're at the first step, protect your pinpointplacement.com domain. So protect, I'm ready to protect my domain. Alright. So this is describing our steps. So the first step is to open a new tab in the browser and go to our DNS records, or go to our domain records. I went to my domain page on my registrar for the domains and found this domain and clicked on it. So that's where we are, and now we want to manage the DNS records. So we click on this, and if you've never dealt with domain records and setup and all, this might look a bit scary, and really you need to approach it with some respect, because you can really throw it out if you're not careful. But we're going to move the next step. So now the verification process, and there's two ways. One is text verification, which is what's recommended, and that's what I'm going to do right now. And here is a code that we are to copy into a text record on the domain. So I'm going to click it. It copies it to my clipboard, And then I'm going to go back over, and we're going to go to text records, add a text record, and if you look back over at Google, it's telling us to paste your verification code in the value or destination field, enter at or your domain name in the field name for host, and then if there's a field for TTL, you can enter any value, and I just took the default. So after we've created the text record, we come back here and click below to verify. No subdomain. This is the host name, and here's the directive that we want to enter. And then the default TTL, we're going to create the record. Okay, so you can see this new text record, Google Site Verification. So now we're ready to go back over to Google, click Protect, and it's working at it. Now this could take a little while, so we may have to come back to it. While that's working, they have a second means of verifying. Text record is the preferred, but over here we could also enter a CNAME, and you could add a CNAME and just follow the instructions. You would enter here the instructions that they give you, and then create your record. I'm not going to do that since we've already used the text method. Let's see if they've got us verified yet. Not yet. All right, so it has been verified. Great job. It is now protected. Are you a team of one? We'll add existing business email addresses. A team of many, you can add accounts for each of your team members then. So you can go on to set up your Workspace account from this point. The primary thing that I wanted to demonstrate for you was that process of getting your domain and then connecting that domain to Google Workspace. All right, hope this has been beneficial. Thank you for watching. Be sure to push that like button and subscribe to my channel.